Have you ever felt lost in all of the health and fitness resources that are out there available for you? There are a lot of them, but today I want to share with you 4 very powerful resources that I believe will help you kickstart this 2023 in the right direction with your health and fitness journey. And the best part of them is that they're all under $30. Let's go.
Let's go. You are incredible. Your body has a purpose. Your life has a purpose. You were designed to live the best life possible.
Mic check. Mic sound okay? Camera 1 good? Camera 2 good? All right, here we go. Happy 2023, my beautiful family. It's so good to be with you all again through this medium. We made it. It's a brand new year. You made it. I made it. And I'm excited to kickstart this year in the right direction, establishing the same principles from last year, meaning bringing value to your life to help you live a life of freedom. Look, every episode, like I've said, is with one intention, and that intention is to help you live a life of freedom through health in a simple, smart, and sustainable way. This year, my intention for you is to bring lots of different types of content, increasing my YouTube channel with different videos to really make it practical and help you live that life of freedom. It all stems from losing my childhood best friend, and I want to keep that commitment. Like I said, 16 years ago, I lost my childhood best friend to obesity. He was so desperate to get the weight off, he went to get a gastric bypass surgery. 2 days later, got an infection, and he died. I realized there after 8 months of beating myself up and kind of blaming myself, believing that I could have done more to help him through his own journey, I had to realize that there was not much more I could have done. But I did make a commitment that if I could help somebody avoid them going through what my best friend went through, I was going to do it. And here we're going on now, heading towards 17 years of me holding myself to that commitment. And I want to inspire this to you to help you live the life that you truly desire. And that is what this channel was created for. That's the intention of each one of my episodes. And I just want you to join me along in this journey, allowing me to impart this wisdom and insight to help you achieve it in a practical, pragmatic, but also in a long-term, sustainable way. So we can do this together. And my goal is 1 million people. This is my mission, to help 1 million people live that life of freedom through health. And we can do it together by allowing me to join you in this journey. But also you can help me by if you haven't already subscribed, I would appreciate your support by subscribing. You can do that by clicking the subscribe button and also clicking the bell so you can get all the notifications of our up and coming episodes here on my YouTube channel. But you can also help me by going a step further, is by sharing this channel. If you know of somebody, friend, coworker, family member, relative, somebody that you know could gain insight to help them live a life of freedom through health, spread the love and share this channel with them. And if you're listening to me on your favorite podcast station, I want to thank you. Thank you for being a faithful listener. But also, if you haven't already clicked the follow button, I invite you to do that so you don't miss an episode. And you too can help me spread this insight to help 1 million people and help me achieve my mission. Share this podcast with somebody that you know. Listen, you're not defeated. We're heading into season 3 as we start this new year. Season 3, I could have not done it without you, and I'm just grateful for you to join me in this journey. So, resources. There's so many of them out there. And the beginning of the year is typically a season or a moment when we're all on this real high, so to speak, and we're looking for things to help us get to our goal. And it's important to be able to sift through the sea of information that's out there and really just get to the essence. What resources are practical resources that will help me not only achieve my goal, but help me grow? will help me expand myself and help me become a better human. Look, I believe health is that principle that we should all live by. And health should be the foundation in each one of our lives. But here is the kicker. It's about understanding that as I achieve health, it's also about impacting my life to become better, to grow, to make me achieve a higher status or a higher state in my life. And we tend to discredit some of those factors or look past some of those principles. And we tend to only want to focus on how can I get to achieving this goal the fastest. And don't get me wrong, I believe it's important for us to achieve all of our goals. But what I believe is more important is actually growing, expanding ourselves, becoming better, getting to a higher level of life that will, one, inspire us to achieve or get closer to these goals. But more importantly, it's going to help us to live a longer life. Because I believe that is the beauty that health gives us. There is a gift that health gives us, and one of those gifts is longevity of life, but also a better quality of life. And this invitation is for all of us. We all have the ability of receiving this gift. That is the gift of longevity, of a better life, a better quality of life. And so I invite you through this journey that you can take that on yourself. And how do we take that? By choosing health as our responsibility and making it a point to establish it in my life, focusing on these three components that I want to share with you as I share the 4 resources. What are those 4 resources? When we're looking at our health journey, we always have a tendency as humans to go through the path of least resistance, meaning we're looking for quick, fast solutions that can get us from A to Z in a shorter amount of time. Now, I do believe those things are beneficial. However, I believe that there's an area that we discredit and we don't give the importance of, and we really don't take the time to immerse ourselves in it to help us grow in this specific area. And I believe that this first resource that I'm going to share with you hits on a topic that is so important. It's grown through the years, but it is something that I highly recommend you put at the top of your list this 2023. When we're talking about establishing health as your foundation and as your way of life. What is that? Let's go into resource number 1. It has to do with our mindset. And this resource really focuses on expressing the differences of mindsets that as humans we can tend to lean on. There is a fixed mindset and there is a growth mindset. And this book, which is the first resource, it is called Mindset by a powerful author named of Carol Dweck. And she talks about the differences of these two mindsets. As humans, depending on what our environment was growing up and how we were raised, the fixed mindset is typically the one we tend to have strongest in our life. Now, I want to just point this out. She does a fantastic job expressing that both of these mindsets are within us. We have them, and there's typically one that is at more of a dominant to us. And often, based on how we're raised and how our school system is, the fixed mindset tends to be one that is at a higher rate in our life. It's the most dominant in our life. And she talks about why it's important for us to shift out of this fixed mindset, which is basically everything that I do, and when something goes wrong or something goes good, that defines who I am. That identifies with my makeup or who I am as a human. And there's a problem with that when we're talking about messing up or when we fail or when things don't go our way. Now, when we adopt a growth mindset, we tend to be in a place where every experience, whether we win, whether we lose, things go good or things go wrong, we are in a state of looking at them through a different lens. We're looking at these experiences in a positive state, meaning I am looking at the losses as a way to learn or to grow, and I'm taking wins as a system that will teach me to still get better and grow more. So my first resource that I highly, highly recommend when we're establishing specific order, our mindset is what defines what we can achieve, what we can become, because it is literally our belief system. And if we don't get this belief system right, I've talked about how believing right is going to lead us to right results. We've got to take control of that belief, of that mindset. And when we understand the differences and when we understand where we're at as humans, am I in a fixed mindset or am I in a growth mindset? Adopting the proper mindset is going to allow us to be able to look at, well, where are some of these pitfalls of mine? Where am I trapped in my thoughts? What are the things that I've been believing that are taking me to wrong actions? What are the things that are keeping me stuck in a set behavior pattern? Because all of our behavior patterns stem from our mindset, from what we're believing. So this first resource is an absolute must for 2023. I highly recommend you get a copy of this book. All of these resources are going to be down in the description. They're going to be links there so that you can just click the link and go ahead and get a copy of them for yourself. So this first one, again, is Mindset, also known as The Growth Mindset by Carol Dweck. Check it out and let me know your thoughts. Heading into number 2. This now takes us into the direction of, okay, as I work on my mindset, now what's the next thing that is going to help us expand and kind of develop or get us closer to the goals and help us develop ourselves in a better way? We all talk about habits. I'm stuck in this habit per se. We've heard all of that saying. Maybe you've said it yourself. I'm stuck. I don't know why I do these habits. I don't know how to change these habits. I don't know how to stop doing set behavior pattern. I don't know how to stop doing what I don't want to do. And this second resource is a fantastic tool that we've talked about it briefly in several other episodes, but I believe it is one that if we start the beginning of the year with this resource and we start implementing, we start understanding the concept of what it is to change our habits, how our habits form, how our habits influencing us each day, and what does it take to actually start to change these habits, and how can we rewire our brain so that we can actually change those habits and stick to them and no longer go back to old habits. Well, this second resource, this book called Atomic Habits, does a fantastic job at explaining that. James Clear, fantastic author who really, this was one of his first book that actually put him on the map and has made significant impact on millions of people. And the title says, Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results. This book really gets us out of this belief and this idea that we have to change a lot of things or make drastic big changes to get big results. It's actually backwards. This 1% better statement that you may have heard, that you can search up online, and many people are talking about it, comes from this book. It's really about understanding how I can get better 1% each day. David, it's 1%. The power of this 1%, which seems in a number scale so small and insignificant, as it compounds, becomes so remarkably transformative because of what it does. Which means that when we look at the compounding effects of this, at the end of the year, we actually become 37 times better. Think about that for a second. 37 times better at something, or as a human. That's remarkable. That is astronomical. So I highly recommend this book. And as you start reading this information, don't just read it to get through it, but read it with intention to actually take it in and start taking action with it. And this book, again, Atomic Habits by James Clear, is going to really get into the practicality of the how. How do I do it? What do I need to do? Let's get the second resource so you can learn how. Again, this will be down in the description. So we went from number 1, mindset, start working on our beliefs, start getting in the right place to think properly, and then now start understanding how habits work to start taking proper actions. Now that we've gotten that together, this leads me to number 3. Number 3 is now starting to shift over to what health used to be only focused on, or majority of it focused on. When we're looking at achieving a health goal, well, we can't forget about nutrition. And oftentimes nutrition was kind of the leading topic, right? It was the number one thing in question. Like, you had to understand what you were eating, get your macros right, understand your calorie count, stop eating these types of foods, start eating more of these foods. And now these are important. However, what's more important is understanding how to find freedom with food and how to really consume the proper nutrients to help us live an optimal life. Because anything that is depriving you, anything that is restricting you, anything that is leading you to have to stop eating some things forever and only eat these things forever are not sustainable. And if we're leaning on things that are not sustainable, how do we expect to truly then live a healthy life utilizing the resource, the main resource of life, which is food? Nutrition is absolutely important. Now, I do believe it comes after we work on our mindset, because now we're in a better headspace to actually now start making some significant, powerful changes with our food, because then our food is going to impact us in a different way. We're going to be able to sustain these changes. We're going to be able to make these impacts last longer in our life. So this third resource has to do with nutrition. And it is called, it's an online resource that you can find it through an app, and you can also find it again on your browser on the website. It's called EatThisMuch.com. EatThisMuch is a resource that will literally start to create ideas on how you can start to eat healthy. The number one thing on many people's lists, and when we look at even Google searches, is how can I eat healthy? Or how can I eat better? And the cool thing about this resource that I really love, that I'm a big advocate with, that I use with all of my students as I'm coaching them through their journey, I recommend they all get this resource, because it's going to really make it simple. It's going to simplify the concept of how to eat and what to eat. It allows you to break it down into a calorie count, which it's so simple. You put a calorie amount that you want to consume for the day. You then put in how many meals you want to consume that day. And then it'll populate different combinations of food for you. You can even go deeper and pick out specific foods that you really like. And then it will create and craft meals and meal ideas for you utilizing the foods that you said you like. So if you like chicken and you like Brussels sprouts and you like, bok choy, maybe you like quinoa, brown rice, sweet potato, like all of these whole nutritious foods, which is the concept here. And the beauty of this is that this resource will give you whole nutrition foods choices in a very variety way that are great to eat. They're delicious foods, and they give you the recipes. They give you the amounts. They tell you each ingredient that you're going to need. It tells you how much of each ingredient that you need for that recipe. And then it tells you how much that recipe will even cost you. And it's always updated based on today's prices. And then it tells you how much calories that meal is. Beautiful. Super simple. And the cool thing about it is that it's going to give you, based on if you have 3 meals or 4 meals, it will give you, like, say, for example, let's use 3 meals, lunch or breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then if you have 4 meals, it'll give you breakfast, lunch, a snack, and dinner. And then you can adjust it accordingly. And if, let's say, the whatever it auto generates for you for breakfast, let's say you don't like it, you can simply hit the little wheel and it'll generate a new option for you. And you can keep doing it until you are satisfied. And if it gives you several items for breakfast, let's say it gives you eggs and a smoothie or a yogurt or some fruit. And let's say you like the eggs, but you don't like that second option, you can only change that option and it'll change it for you. It's a fantastic resource. It's all about helping us, utilizing the proper resources to help us make better choices. I'm an advocate that choices are what literally make up who we are, right? We make the choices based on our identity, on who we are. So if we have a resource that can help us make better choices, affirming who we have chosen to be, who we have chosen to become, it's going to make that process and that journey a little easier for us. EatThisMuch.com. Go check it out. The link is down in the description. It is one of the easiest resources that I have found. It's very similar to MyFitnessPal. However, I believe it's better, because it gives you amazing options for you and it helps you stay on track. It tells you the percentages of everything. And if you're lost and you don't know how many calories, what to do with all of that, look, let me help you. I'm here to support you with that. Any questions that you have on that, look, you can drop them in the comment section or you can send me an email, david@davidhernandez.co. david@davidhernandez.co. We can always connect. I can give you some insight. I can give you some additional resources to help you with your nutrition on that sense. But utilize this resource and start. Even if you make better choices on one meal of the day, maybe it's lunch, maybe it's breakfast, maybe it's just dinner. Choose one that you can incorporate this resource in and then start making those changes. Be consistent with that. And then we can compound and maybe add a second meal and then a third meal. And then you start to feel the difference and you start to look at how much more energy you have, how your mood is better, how you're having more stamina. You might start to feel a little bit stronger. Then we can start to compound our results. That is number 3. Resource number 3, Eat This Much. Check out the link there in the description. And this leads me now to resource number 4. What comes after nutrition? Well, that is our physical activity. Exercise, my friends. Aside from moving more throughout the day, I believe this year it would be a good thing for you to establish a specific exercise routine for yourself. Specific time and days throughout the week that you can set aside and be intentional about your exercise. We talked about last year how NEAT is also important. If you want more information about that and learn more about that, somewhere here in the description, you'll be able to find the link there, or also here on the screen, you'll be able to find that episode where I talk about the importance of just moving in general. But resource number 4 is an exercise app, and I'm going to share 2 of them. One is specifically for iOS, and the other one is for iOS and Android. But this resource is cool because it's going to help you create workouts. It's going to have a library of workouts that you can just choose and pick for yourself, because we want to be intentional about our exercise. Building muscle is super important, which in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to actually make an episode to help you create your own workout plan for 2023. It's going to be fantastic. But it also is going to feel like you're a part of a community. You're going to have a place that you can go to, right? Virtually, so to speak, and create and do your workouts. So this 4th resource is Apple Fitness Plus. Maybe you've heard of it. Maybe you haven't. Search for it. Link will be there down in the description. It is a subscription membership. You simply pay, I believe it's $9.97, super inexpensive. And there you'll have an access to an library of stretching, body weight workouts, actual weight workouts. You have access to yoga, different meditation routines. I mean, it's just endless what you can find on this awesome library of resources. And the cool thing is that you can take it with you literally on your phone. You have access to it on your phone. You have access to it on your iPad. You have access to it on your Mac. Anywhere Apple, you'll have access to it. It is, like I said, however, only for Apple. So it's only for iOS systems. So if you don't have an Apple, or you're strictly against Apple or only an Android user, I'm going to give you the second one that I believe is also just as good to help you with that. But the cool thing about Apple resources, again, is that you have it with you everywhere you go. You pay for this Plus membership, have access to it unlimited. It's cool because they have actual instructors on there where you can have interactive exercises with them. There'll be guided exercises. Really cool. My wife and I did it for a time period. I just wanted to check out that resource and see how good it was to then now be able to recommend it for you. And then the other resource, if you don't have Apple and only are Android, this next one is Fitbod. Fitbod. This is both for Android and iOS. So check it out. If maybe Apple Fitness Plus isn't for you, check out Fitbod. But again, the idea is these apps are going to help you to work out. It's important. How do I work out? Well, these apps have now facilitated it to help you be able to do this on your own. There isn't, we sometimes can get too in our head about, well, what do I do? How many reps, how many sets and all this stuff. A lot of these apps will make it that easy for you. But more importantly, I say don't get so caught up in your thoughts in your head. If you're just looking to live healthy and just be stronger and still be active and fit, any of these resources are going to help you achieve that, because it's all about let's take action with that. Let's set up a routine. Let's set up a regimen. Let's build some consistency, right? Let's develop a discipline to then get consistent with living a healthy, active, fit life, right? So I believe that these resources are great because they're going to take the thinking out of it and really help you get on track. Now, if you want to go a next level and you really want something tailored specifically for you, once again, I can assist you in that. So don't ever hesitate to reach out. Shoot me an email if you want help on how to actually craft your own, or you want some coaching, you want some guidance with that. Look, I can support you. Shoot me an email, david@davidhernandez.co. Drop the question also in the comments and I can answer and get back to you. So this is it, my friends. Here they are. The 4 resources under $30 that you should get in 2023 that'll help you just streamline your health and fitness journey. Let's just recap really quick. Number 1, Mindset by Carol Dweck's fantastic book. Number 2, Atomic Habits by James Clear. Number 3, Eat This Much, a nutrition app resource. And number 4, Apple Fitness Plus or Fitbod for all my Android users. Go out, check them out. Again, all of that information is down in the show notes, there in the description. Click the link, get yourself a copy, register, try it out, and you will be on your way to living healthier this 2023. So that does it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. In the next couple of episodes, the next couple of weeks, I'm really going to start breaking down some fantastic things for you to continue to do. Because again, we're compounding, right? Now we got these resources. I'm working on myself. Then I'm going to keep adding layers to really help you make a stride in 2023 to help you live a life of freedom through health. So thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, I am here for you. Allow me to guide you. Use me as another resource to help you in your health and fitness journey. Each episode, my goal is to help you live a life of freedom through health in a simple, smart, and sustainable way. I hope these episodes help you. Let me know in the comment section there what you thought and share this with somebody. Don't keep it all for yourself. Don't be selfish. Share it. Let's spread the love so others can also be impacted. As we did last year, free Friday trainings. Join my community. If you haven't joined already, every Friday I give topics to bring insight. They're free trainings. Anybody can join to just continue to get more value. You can do that by clicking the link there in the description. Join that community so you can get more information on how to live healthy, free, fit, active, just really to get your life in the path that you desire it to be. Free Friday trainings. Click the link in the description for more information, and I look forward to seeing you every week. My friends, you are incredible. 2023, let's go. Get excited about it. I am pumped because we have another gift, another year, another beautiful blessing from God to live an amazing life and continue to just learn, grow, have joy, experience, and have fun together. So that does it today. My friends, you have tuned in to Listen, You're Not Defeated, and I'm your host, David Hernandez. Remember, each week on Tuesdays, I bring a brand new episode for yourself. Make sure you click the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel. Click the little bell so you can get all the notifications of our up and coming episodes. And also, if you're listening to me on your favorite podcast station, click the follow button so you don't miss an episode. I love you, my friends. Remember, you are incredible. Go out, crush it, and live your best life. I will see you on the next episode. Peace.